But if you have a motorcycle, like, the harsh reality is, like, you're going to crash. Like, at least once in your life, you're going to crash. So hopefully this works. It's a windy day out here. Trying to set up. I got this little windscreen on the lapel mic, and hopefully it kind of cuts down on the wind noise. So it's definitely about to get dark pretty quick. It's about 8:30. Let's see what happens. Alright. That's my boy. Man, I pray the sound is working, man. I ain't got time for this shit. I did a whole day of recording yesterday, and I got home and I learned a valuable lesson in microphones. You know what I'm saying? So the microphone I had before just wasn't compatible with this GoPro that's attached to the helmet. You know what I mean? Man, it's getting dark so quick. So anyway, man, I decided to do this because I'll be bored as shit. I ain't gonna hold you. If you know anything about me, man, I do everything by myself. So I don't really ever ride with nobody. Shit, I take myself out to eat. I go to movies by myself. I do a lot of stuff by myself. And sorry if I sound weird, man. You know, like the helmet, you know, is pushing up against my cheeks and shit. So plus my mouth is like close as hell to the microphone. So I pray that it's like real clear, but we're gonna find out. A lot of people ask me, man, how'd I get into motorcycles? And I've always been into motorcycles, man. Come on. Shit. I hate being on a hill. So I've always been into motorcycles. You know, started off with cars. You know, my first car was a Honda Prelude, actually. So I was 16, not my first car, but you know, the car that really got me into cars, man, it was a Honda Prelude. And so I'm glad I slowed down. Cop right there just waiting. But so I used to, you know, do some racing, you know, shit like that when I was 16. And you know, I all started with the Honda Prelude, right? So, you know, Honda's little cheap things you can kind of fix up, you know, make faster, you know, quote unquote faster. So moral of the story, man, I've always kind of been like an adrenaline junkie and stuff, man. I didn't really get into motorcycles until late, because I didn't grow up, you know, riding motorcycles or anything like that. So I probably got my first motorcycle, man, like, shit, I'm gonna say 2016. You know what I mean? So I was damn near 30. So yeah, I was damn near 30. My first motorcycle was a 2003. Yeah, it was a 2003 Gixxer 600. I've always been like a Suzuki person, man. Like, I used to be that person that would you know, like research the motorcycles, all that type of shit, but just never had one, you know. So I ended up you know, enrolling myself in one of like the it's called a bait motorcycle courses, you know what I'm saying? So that was my first time ever get on a motorcycle. And them classes was some bullshit because, you know, they give you these little rinky-dink, you know, motorcycles, and, you know, I'm a big dude, so definitely wasn't the best experience. I barely passed that shit, like barely. They had to let me retake the final test, not the written portion, but the riding portion, because, you know, it was just rough. You know what I mean? All them little things, like, we all got to pick out our motorcycles, you know what I mean? And hold on one second. So we all got to pick out our motorcycles in the class, right? And so they basically had them out in a parking lot, and they said, go pick out your motorcycle. So naturally, everybody starts running to go grab a motorcycle. I ain't doing that shit. I felt like I was in class, not in class, but in school. You know how like all the weird kids used to run to the lunch line. I feel like that's what it was. Don't ever do this, by the way. I don't even have. Okay, hold on. I was tripping there, boy. I had my clutch in while I was turning. Don't ever do that. But it was just weird. So anyway. Oh shit. Hold on. I went the wrong way. Dang it. So I definitely went the wrong way. So whatever. But anyway, so yeah, so man, I ended up with the smallest motorcycle, dog, like the smallest thing ever. And it was like, well, shit, you the last one to get a motorcycle, so, you know, it was just some bull. I don't even remember what motorcycle it was, but it was just like some small thing, man. I literally, I almost guaranteed at the time I weighed more than that damn motorcycle. Almost. I really hope the sound works out, man, because it's like super windy out here. I can hear the wind in the helmet and all that type of stuff, and I just hope the microphone is like really not picking up the wind, but, you know, can pick up my voice and, you know, the motorcycle sounds. We'll kind of see how that works out. But anyway, after that motorcycle, I ended up getting a 2007 Gixxer 750, and I wasn't going to 1,000, but I was just like, man, fuck that. Like, I'm gonna go ahead and get the Busa. So when these came out, this is the new generation. This is generation 3 Busa. So the 2022 Hayabusa, I was like, it's a wrap. You know what I mean? These are big. These are for big body people. You know what I mean? Obviously, you ain't got to be big body, but, you know, it's so much more comfortable. Like, you can ride this all day. and be good. Plus the electronics on it make it real dope because, you know, like right now I got on cruise control, so you can sit upright if you want. You know what I'm saying? Like I can do this all day, you know, especially on them longer trips. So it got a lot of other cool electronics on it and stuff like that, man. It kind of takes the fun out of riding a little bit, but you know, you don't have to use electronics, so you can just kind of do what you want to do. But a lot of people ask me, like, you know, not ask me, but they'll say, you know, the motorcycles are dangerous, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to ride, it's dangerous, blah, 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 blah. Yes, it might be a little bit dangerous, but it's not as bad as people think, man. Like, I feel like the media, I mean, obviously, you know, statistically, if I get in an accident, you know, being exposed to the elements and exposed to vehicles and everything out here, not having that protection that a four-wheel vehicle would have, yeah, it's a higher probability of me dying, you know. But fuck that. Like, if I die, I'm gonna be happy, number one. Like, I'm gonna die doing something that's gonna make me smile, you feel me? I'd rather not wait to get cancer, you know, wait to get, you know, have a heart attack or a stroke, or, you know what I'm saying, like all that crazy stuff, man. Like, I'm cool off of that. You know, I'm not saying I'm gonna die, like, you know, God forbid any of that happens. You know, I want to be around for my kids and my grandkids, you know, but it's a risk I'm willing to take. Like, I'm willing to take that risk, you feel me? But back to what I was saying, there's ways to stay safe, you know what I'm saying, on a motorcycle, you know what I mean? And part of that, honestly, is riding by yourself, man. Especially when men are involved, man. There's like a lot of ego and pride and stuff like that, man. That'll get you, excuse my French, but it'll get you fucked up out here. Like, you know, people trying to prove a point. So I do my own thing, man. Of course I speed, of course I, you know what I mean, do what I do on the motorcycle, you know what I mean, but it's just risk that I can mitigate. It's risk that I can mitigate, you know what I'm saying, when I'm by myself, you know what I mean? There's nothing like this, man. There's no type of freedom like being on a motorcycle, like, you know, being one with the road, you know, the elements, being exposed to the elements, man. The only thing better than this is jet skis, boy. I love me some jet skis. But it's just freedom out here, man. And, you know, for those who are like me, where it's like there's constantly shit on your mind, you know what I mean? Like, I run multiple businesses and stuff, you know, and just do a lot. You know, it's stressful. You know, being a parent, it's stressful. It's stressful. So on a motorcycle, man, you ain't got no choice but to think about what you're doing. Like, you have no choice but that, you know what I mean? It's kind of like some people, man, they'll scroll on social media, like they'll do this subconsciously. They'll scroll on social media. These roads are terrible. But you got people that'll scroll on social media, you know, like that's their way of like decompressing. And sometimes it's my way too, man. Or it's like watching mindless TV or something. You know what I mean? Like, some people got to do that shit just to go to sleep, just to clear their mind. You know what I mean? But like with this, the only thing you're thinking about is the road. You know what I mean? And even if you get into like open road and you're thinking about something, you kind of find yourself thinking about positive things. You know, we around greenery. You know, we directly in the sunlight. You know, it's just a dope experience to me. And I think people who ride motorcycles would agree with that. And I'm an outdoors person anyway. You know, all the hiking and all that type of stuff, man, like anything I can do in that regard, man, it's just like dope. And that's what I want to do. My seat is definitely not bolted in. Like, I am tripping. I gotta fix that. So doing this is like perfect, man. I really wish more people rode motorcycles, man, but everybody I ask, man, they be like, I'm scared, I'm scared, I'm scared. And it's just like, I get it to an extent, you know what I mean? Like, if you're a timid person, this ain't the sport for you. This ain't the hobby for you, dog, because you gotta have you know, some balls, you know, some testicular fortitude if you want to actually get the full experience from a motorcycle. The hardest part about motorcycle life is, you know, really thinking about and judging what other people are going to do. Because we know we all know how hard it is, how difficult it is to drive, you know what I'm saying, a four-wheel vehicle, man, like a car or something like that, you know. And how people constantly make stupid decisions when they're driving, dog. Like, it's annoying, bro. I got road rage, you know. But it's just as annoying, if not worse, on a motorcycle. You know what I mean? People not seeing you, people jumping in your lane, all that type of stuff. So honestly, that's why we ride fast sometimes, because, you know, the goal is to get away from the vehicles. It's so windy out here, but man, the temperature is like perfect. Like, it's like the perfect breeze out here. When you're on a motorcycle, man, everything feels so much more cooler, obviously, because the wind chill factor, right? But this is perfect right here for me. I got on some simple sweats, and it's like good. Where am I going? What is this? This is Kessler. Damn, I should have went down Kessler. Usually I don't ride this close to cars, you know what I mean? But the more experience you got, you know what I'm saying? Like, the more, you know, risk you can take, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you... Sometimes you can see your exit routes, you know what I mean? Your exit paths. If there is some BS that's about to happen, you know what I mean? Like, you know where you can go, you know, and you're able to judge distances a little bit better. Motorcycles can't stop that damn quick, boy. We can't stop at all. Like, obviously, if you got four wheels, you're gonna stop a whole lot quicker, you know. So we gotta, there's things that we gotta do differently, you know what I mean? I forgot to change my windscreen, not my windscreen, but my face shield, and so I I got this tinted one on, so the darker it gets, the harder it's gonna be to see. I just wanted a little sound bite there. But if you have a motorcycle, like, the harsh reality is, like, you're going to crash. Like, at least once in your life, you're going to crash, you know. And it just is what it is, you know what I mean? I've been lucky. I've been riding motorcycles for some years. I've crashed one time, which was with that first motorcycle, you know what I mean? Oh shoot, okay, so where am I at? Okay, so that's Harding. I feel like I gotta be over there. Oh, let me bust this right here. Oh shit. Oh, this tight. Luckily it wasn't with another vehicle, you know what I mean? I was on some rookie stuff, you know what I'm saying? I'm on 30th in Michigan, and I was you know, taking off kind of hard, and I literally dumped the clutch. And you know, if anybody knows anything about motorcycles, man, you release that clutch, you dump that clutch, that bitch is going straight up in the air. You know what I mean? So that's what I did, man. And you know, luckily the motorcycle wasn't too torn up in a way that, you know, I couldn't ride it home. There's just some little things I had to fix, you know what I'm saying? But I lucked out, you know, for sure. It didn't hit no car, didn't do nothing, you know what I mean? One thing I do remember is hitting my head. Like, I feel like that's the first thing that hit the ground was my head. I don't really have on too much, you know, gear. I'm trying to find something that fit, you know, because I'm trying to go to the track here soon. Only thing I wear is gloves, and these gloves don't do nothing. These ain't my heavy gloves. And then I always got a helmet on. I at least got a helmet on, shit. I'm always gonna have a helmet on, that's for sure. People out here trying to stunt. They ain't never been down before, you know. Bro, what is going on? Oh, it's glass. And why people be tripping about glass being in the street? Like, it's crushed up glass, dog. Like, it's not going through your tire. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not. Yep, that was my turn right there. I'm passing turns all the time. Like, all day, every day. That's what I do. Miss my turns, miss my exits on the highway. Bro, the sign says stop, not stay. Let's get it. Hey, friendly people. Got my son's meds dropped off. Don't be looking at my messages and seeing who's texting me. I don't appreciate that. But about to make this run out west to see my mama, my second mama. Let's get it. That light you see is the traction control. Like, it's like cold, a little bit cooler outside now, so the tires are just kind of slipping a little bit. Dang, I hate these roads. So what I'm gonna do, I don't know if I'm gonna pick this up full time, man, but I kind of like talking to myself. I'm not even gonna hold you. But I need some topics to talk about, man, because if you know anything about me, like, I'm opinionated, boy. Bro, you better, come on now. I'm opinionated on everything. I'm overly opinionated. I got an opinion on everything. I try to keep my mouth shut. No, I don't. I try to keep my mouth shut sometimes, though, just to keep the peace, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, the world ain't ready for what I got to say, you know what I mean? But as I find different topics to talk about for the day, you know, when I'm doing this little motovlog thing, shit. When I do this motovlog thing, then, yeah, we gonna get to it. Nighttime riding is cool, man. I much prefer daytime just because it's warmer. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not one of them people, man. Like, some people will be on their motorcycles, man, in the low 60s. You know what I'm saying? And that ain't me, dog. Like, bro, I gotta feel warm to be on my motorcycle. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, with that wind chill, man, like, it's gonna feel way less than 60. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't trying to be on this thing freezing. Like, I'd rather hop in a car. Bro, he clearly ain't turning, dog. What the fuck you come to a complete stop for, man? Come on, dog. Buddy gonna run a red light but come to a complete stop for an ambulance on the other side going opposite direction. I got you, bro. I got you. Who was that? Keisha. But yeah, nighttime driving is cool. You just gotta be a little bit more vigilant to make sure people can actually see you. So when I get a motorcycle, man, like, first thing I'm doing is changing the exhaust on it, because I want you to hear me. Like, if you can't see me, you definitely need to hear me. You feel me? You definitely need to know that somebody is near. You know what I mean? It's the reason the fire trucks and the ambulance and the cops and shit got sirens, right? They need you to hear. So it's the same concept. I ain't trying to be annoying and shit like that, but, you know, it's just a part of safety, you know what I mean? phone about to die, otherwise I'm gonna have GPS on. I'm gonna slow down for Buddy because I feel like he's trying to change lanes, you know what I'm saying? Having a Busa, man, it's a Hayabusa. I don't even know if I said that or not, but it's a 2022 Hayabusa. Like, having a Busa is, for me, being a big dude, so much more comfortable. You know what I'm saying? It's just so much more comfortable. And even being like on a highway, like, it's a windy day to me. So when I was, you know, on a 600 or even a 750, you know, on a highway, on the highway, man, like the wind would just toss you to the left or to the right. Like, it is not fun, man. Like, you don't feel safe sometimes, man. Like, sometimes, you know, the wind will catch you and just drag you, you know what I'm saying? On this, it don't really happen. You know, it's got a whole lot more power, you know, a whole lot more weight, you know what I'm saying? And I just feel so much more secure, you know what I'm saying, on the highway, especially at higher speeds. Like, I was never, ever, ever comfortable on a motorcycle, like on a 600 or the 750, like going high speeds on the highway. Hell no. I just realized I missed my turn again. I should have went the other way, man, up Georgetown. Bro, I'll be tripping. I'll just be driving, I'll just be riding, you know, and I don't be thinking about where I gotta go. This wind is nasty. Yeah, I just ran that light. I don't even care, man. Almost there, boy. Almost there, almost there. I'm really only doing this video to kind of test out the mic setup. Before I do this, like, for real, like, I want to just, you know, make sure everything is good, you know, and the audio setup is kind of difficult, man. Even you know, mounting everything on your helmet and making sure the wires and all that type of stuff are tucked in and not getting in the way, not getting snagged on anything, not being disturbed and disrupted by the wind and the elements that you can run into. It sometimes be doing the most. Well, if you don't pick a lane, oh, you're turning. I want some wings, man. I want some food. I want some fire food, like some fire wings right now. And some sweet potato waffle fries. Like, that shit would bang right now. Bro, I'm glad you turning, man. You gotta get out the way, dog. I'm not even trying to drive fast because my turn's coming up. It's just like, bro, can you go any slower? dark outside, man. This is crazy.